Grand Rising, Elizabeth. Thank you for joining us this morning. At 9 a.m., we will close our social media and continue on Zoom only. Join us by getting your Zoom link at elizabethvisionaryconference.org. We'll be there until 10 a.m. You can go now, and we'll see you in the Elizabeth Zoom room. Peace. Today, your hosts are Queen Aduni, Danny Stillwell, and Lolly Mariah Tolbert. Enjoy. Grand Rising, my queens.
Grand Rising.
How is everybody?
Great.
How are you?
Nothing less than wonderful.
I know that's right. I know that's right. I love that. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I learned something today that is mind-blowing.
Oh.
To me, it was mind-blowing.
Oh, do tell.
I have a feeling it's going to be mind-blowing to you.
Okay.
Oh. So reading our A
Course in Miracles.
A Course in Miracle. Okay, so we were reading our lesson today, Star and I, and we got, oh, wait, hold on. Okay, there we go. So we were talking about, that we are spirit, right? And that the body cannot contain our spirit. Okay. So then I was talking about, we were given different examples, and we were talking about who needs a Zoom link.
I just got that too. I'll send it to her.
Okay, thank you. So, so I was thinking about, I wish I could remember this movie, but anyway, I gotta read it to you. Because otherwise, I'd mess it up. And we are to say this every day. I mean, throughout the day. So what it said is, I am spirit, right? I am the Son of God. No space body, not nobody, but no body can contain my spirit, nor impose on me a limitation God created not.
Can you tell us where that is found in the Course
in the book? Is on in the back on in the lessons. 207, page 207.
Okay.
What
lesson is it?
Lesson 114.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I am the Son of God. No body our body can contain my spirit, nor impose on me a limitation God created not. Only what's real is what God created, right? All this other stuff. Right. Okay. So then, okay, so I'll just do that. Well, I'll just read the other just for context. What can my function be but to accept the word of God, who has created me for what I am and will forever be? Okay, so that's God's part right there, right? So, so then we said, oh, wow, I am the Son of God. No body can contain my spirit. No body. So we was talking about, that that, why did I bring this up? Okay, so anyway, we're just talking about that. No body. Anyway, so we got to about the garden. And so Pam Star had talked to Reverend Omani about the meaning of that, about the garden and stuff. Now she got her mouth full and she can't explain it until she swallows and rinses it out with, get it all down. I want her to explain that because it was simply mind-blowing what the other interpretation of the garden, what happened in the Garden of Eden, what happened with Adam and Eve, and what happened with when they ate of the tree. Okay, Pam, Star.
Okay, in the book, The Course of Miracles, it said that God did not create the body. So I asked the Rev to explain it. And she said, now you guys know that we came from spirit. The spirit came first. So in the garden, it was only spirit, no body, just spirit. So when they ate of the fruit, the ego created the body. God did not, cannot, will not create anything that can be destroyed.
Okay.
And this body can be destroyed. That's why when the spirit leaves the body does not go with the spirit. That's why we can't take nothing when we leave here.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if they put their jewelry in the casket, it ain't going nowhere. It'll just be in the casket.
And somebody dig it up and take it.
Right.
So it was very freeing to know that.
Never have I heard that in all the teachings from anybody, anybody's teaching.
Right.
I have never heard that, and it made total sense. Oh my goodness.
That is mind-blowing. You're right.
Yeah, because all we ever see is a big leaf covering up Adam.
Right.
A bathing suit covering up Eve. And it's freeing, actually, that the body is not even involved in that
Oh, I love it. You're right. It is freeing.
Yeah, that's when ego stepped in. That's when ego stepped in, and there's a movie where the characters, one is they're from another space, another world, and they come because when they were here, they were captured, and the eggs were in the body, were in this big pool. They kept the eggs. They were coming back to get the eggs, and so when the girl would come in, when she's out amongst the people and stuff, and she would have her garb on, she would have her body on, and when she would step into the sanction, the holy area where the eggs were, right, she would take her skin off.
Oh wow!
And just float around and be spirit.
Okay.
That's who we are. And so I was like, whoa, you walk into my house, because when you walk into my house, you have to take your shoes off, right? So I walk into my house, I take I undress my coat, my skin, my ego, and just put it up, and then just be free to be spirit, be spirit. And that's what God is calling of us, just be spirit. So, they have the interference of this because we're on this earth and we have to be grounded and all that. But anyway, I thought that was a revelation right there.
Yeah,
I never heard it from any religion, from any guru or nothing. So the guru we heard it from is Guru Omani.
And that is why I do not fear death, because death is just another journey. I lose this and I'm just spirit. That's it.
Yeah.
You go back home.
I look forward to it, as a matter of fact. For a different reason now. than I did before. Well, it's the same reason, but you know, the story behind it is different now.
Yeah, I guess that's when we go back home. You know, we're trying to get back home, so all the time.
Okay,
Yeah.
you know you got to do this, right?
Oops, that's right. Right.
Uh-oh.
Thank you. Thank
All of
you.
us have to do it because we are one team, right?
Oh, and
That's right.
she said the ing too, so we got
Yeah,
to do.
that's 20.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I
Okay.
tell you, I am so, that's going to take me through this weekend. I am not, and sooner than later, help me through my life that I am not this body. And what was that other thing? Nor impose on me a limitation God created not. We are not limited. When you think about women, or I mean, people who are beings, I'm gonna say beings because I've seen dogs with one leg, don't have one leg, and they be functioning and running and stuff, trying to keep up with the other dogs, and something's wrong, or any other animal. Nor impose on me a limitation. God didn't create that limitation that we have in our mind about we can't do this or we can't do that, or whether it's a theory or it's a limitation of the body functions, or none of that's just what you just dealing with being in that body, of which God didn't create that. Our spirit is whole. We are whole. We are one. We're one with each other. We're one with God. And sometimes I think about, like, in this room, this is how I explain that to myself, right? Is that no separation. So the only separation, just like our room, this room that I'm in, my living room, is separate from the room in the kitchen, but the air goes all the way through. I just step from one container that's closing up that air in that room from the other. But when I open it, it all just flows. It's wonderful. Hi, Lolly.
Hello.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, let me read this one other thing. What can my function be but to accept the word of God, who has created me for what I am and will forever be? That's my function. Yeah.
So every son of God, when I say son of God, I mean male and female, will come to the realization of love, joy, and peace, and that there is no separation.
Yeah.
No matter how many individual lifetimes they have to live to get there, they will come to that realization. So those parents who are concerned about their children going to hell, there is no hell. The hell is in the choices that you make if you make one that is not very pleasant. That's your hell. And your children at some point will come to that realization that there is no separation and that there's only love, joy, and peace.
Yeah. And then the thing is, not the closer we get to that understanding, overstanding, understanding, wherever you want to stand, okay? You can't, I mean, the closer your children will get to that, because they'll see you operating in that, So it's not just our children. We see them like that. We are that example. And so, and we are that example in the interaction with them. It's not about what they do out there. Fang told me one time I got it on Fang when he was young. And I just like, dealing with him, blah, 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 blah. And then I go right back to my customer. So, blah, 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 blah. He's like, she just, did she just switch on me like that? Yeah, yeah. So anyway, welcome again. Obviously, that word right there is going to carry me. That thought right there is going to carry me Mm. I'm not, well, so the body, God didn't make the body. Our ego is at work, strong at work. And anyway, so Lottie, what you got for us, girl?
Yeah. First of all, I need to get that book. But I'm gonna get there. All right. So for me, I kind of wanted just to speak on manifestation and that sacred work that is. I had mentioned a while back in one of our Elizabeth's Fridays, I had mentioned this passage in Queen of Fours Sacred Woman book, and I had spoken on it, but I think I'm going to speak on it in a different way.
Mhm.
So the other day I was literally just explaining this to one of my friends. And so now I'm excited to share it again. But the other day, Monday actually, I was like, you know what? I'm going to actually like create my little manifestation journal. I'm gonna make it happen. And so I know we've been talking a while back about binders and all that stuff. So I got me a little binder, put some little paper in it or whatever, and it was great. Okay. So the pack of paper I took out that first little page, that no one cares about, and I wrote this on there. And I'm kind of gonna go through that and then relate it to the Queen of Fours message in the book. But so on the top, I wrote manifestation. And I really was sitting and meditating and just trying to figure out, like, okay, I keep saying that I want to bring these things into my life. And everyone's talking about manifest this and da 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 da. And I'm like, how exactly does this work? And so, like, I just was led to map it out. So we got manifestation at the top. We got this big idea of manifestation. And then it goes into, what is it? Okay, so you start with this idea. This could be a want. This could be a need. This could be a desire, just in some capacity. And it starts there. Like, it starts there with that vision. Okay. And then you reflect on it. So you reflect on how it's going to impact you, how it's going to impact others, how it's just going to impact the storyline that you live in right there. You reflect on that. After you reflect it, you want to keep forward, you want to manifest it still? All right, bet. Let's go and set them intentions with meditation. We're going to sit down. We're going to write down what it is that we want for our lives. We'll pray, we'll chant, we'll do whatever is required for us to really, in our minds, place that there. And really with spirit, like, this is what I want for my life. All right, boom. So we got these intentions set. And then we get to intentional movement. So you move like you want it. You move like it already is yours. And that's where I'm going to slide away for a second from my little map and go into Queen of Fours sacred work portion of the book. And she speaks about birthing a divine vision and sacred work in general. And the truth is, a lot of times the things we're manifesting, especially when we're aligned, are things that are going to be helpful for us in our careers, in our lives, for our children, for our cousins, for our sisters, whatever it is that we're asking for, we reflected on it. So it probably, being us as Elizabeths, what we're manifesting is probably part of this divine vision that we have that we can actually birth. And so I love the part where she says, in ancient tradition, work was considered family business. In this regard, as people developed in work, particularly entrepreneurship, it was expected that they pass on their skills to blood relatives or extended family. As you grow in your own sacred work, teach your children so they will get firsthand direction and inspiration about working in a divine family. Be an example to your children as well as your community in creating your life's work. Don't procrastinate. So remember, we're working, we're intentionally moving. Don't procrastinate. Liberate yourself. Let spirit guide you. Be brave and begin now. Conceiving and birthing your purpose, your sacred work. And later it says, the birthing of your divine vision is the Most High's goal for you. Through appropriate use of the Meshkinet birthing principle, we may unleash and birth the gift of our sacred work upon the earth, work that uplifts, empowers, strengthens, restores, charges, and transforms humanity into true goodness. However, if you misuse the birthing will and birth visions to manipulate, enslave, dominate, and devalue humanity in any way, you will ultimately receive the shy or karma for your actions. And that goes back into this manifestation. It's like, yes, okay, that's why I mentioned the reflection part earlier. Really reflecting on what it is we are doing. Are we doing sacred work? And is this manifestation part of sacred work? Is this really, is this really what's going to be something that we can pass down to our family members? Like, this is how I was able to get through it. This is how I was able to work with spirit to manifest what I needed for my life. Mm-hmm. So we're intentionally moving in that, knowing that it's sacred and not procrastinating and keeping it pushing. And I just love this part where she says, the realization your life's work is a sacred mission. For yourself, you must live your sacred work. Warning, there is no rest for those who do not live their sacred work. So once you set them intentions and you like, we moving, you gotta move. You gotta do it.
Yeah.
If you can't ignore, avoid, suppress, or hold back on what the creators has blessed you with, that vision, that idea that you had, you reflected on it, you're working on it, don't hold back now. You will experience disease in mind, body, and spirit when you don't. So you don't want to be internally blocked or constipated. And as you're manifesting things, spirit loves to work with us. But if we like every time we go to manifest something, we go to make something happen, we're like, oh, never mind. I don't know, never mind. It's not gonna work in our favor too often. So we can't just expect that we just go get what we want and not put in the work for it. So that's the intentional movement. And of course, it's consistent practice. We're doing that on a daily, that intentional movement every day, working as if what you want to manifest is already in existence. And then lastly, you manifest that, you achieve it, and it's yours. That's it. This is all sacred work though. And so that's what I wanted to share today.
Mama Evelyn was asking, which book are you talking about? Evelyn? Okay.
Talking about this?
Yeah, put that up.
Yeah, sacred work, sacred woman. Queen of Fool, sacred woman.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Thank you. I appreciate those words.
No problem. Okay, I see you, Mama Evelyn, with your book.
Yeah. I ran across a lot of my Queen of Fool books downstairs. We did unpack and repacked and all that kind of stuff. So I ran across all of her books, and one day we have to have Queen of Fool on or bring her here, something like that, But oh my goodness, any comments about what Lolly just shared? Any reactions?
That was good, Lolly. I was writing down some notes. You had read something right before. Okay, you were reading from the book, and then you stopped and you were saying some things, and then you read again. But it was the last words that you read that I needed you to read again.
Let's see. I'm about to see if I can.
It wasn't from the book?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see.
Something, I think it had something to do with what happens if you don't.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me get to the page. Let me find the page. I got you though. I got you. I think it's 3.
Yeah, I saw your finger go up, Pam. She was flowing.
She was, and I didn't want to disturb her.
Right.
If she's anything like me and she gets this, like, okay, what was I saying?
What was I saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay. So it was a part that said it was kind of like a poem, I suppose, but the realization your life's work is a sacred mission. Free yourself. You must live your sacred work. Warning, there is no rest for those who do not live their sacred work. You must live your sacred work to be fully alive. If you ignore, avoid, suppress, or hold back on what the creator, creatress has blessed you with, your work, your gifts, you will experience disease in the body, mind, and spirit. You will be internally blocked or constipated.
Whoa. Yeah, that word constipated is what called me. I said, did she say
Constipated.
which
Yes.
is true? Which is true, because you got so much. I know when you think about, look, before I go into that, Pam, did you want to follow up with what you were thinking?
No, that was it. I needed her to read it again.
Mm-hmm. Did you want to share what it meant to you?
Well, constipated,
We've all been there.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't mean, that you can't go to the bathroom. I mean, that's part of it, but when everything is stuck up in there, because you can't be free if you're not getting rid of what's in you, because you came here for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point it's going to all pile up because you're not doing any of it. So you got to start getting some of it out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then
And then when you get so stuck and you're wondering what the hell is going on, then you'll hear this little voice saying, well, let me tell you what's going on. And then you can either listen or stay constipated.
Okay, yes, spiritual constipation. Spiritual constipation. It's like when I went to Chicago with Alita to go to the King's Spa, right? And the whole time I was constipated. I was so constipated and so uncomfortable, even though I'm in a place like, having a wonderful time hanging with my girl and going down, but inside my body, I was like, oh my goodness. And then when I went, and then, in the constipation, if you don't have something like sea salt or whatever, drinking something, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt coming out. I mean, sometimes you're almost yelling, you wish nobody's here. And you're making all these faces and stuff like that, but you don't get that release until you do it. And we can be spiritually constipated. We can be emotionally constipated. We could be, oh man, just all kind of ways, financially constipated. In other words, nothing's moving. Ain't nothing moving. And it gets so uncomfortable where you must do something, because you can't even add. You don't even want to eat another thing because of the constipation, though you need to eat, right? So yeah, that was I caught that word, and then I said, well, yeah, I'm glad you brought it back up, Pam, Star, because that constipation in any form, educationally constipated, where you need to get something that's going to move you, like this thing what we talked about this morning. Whoa, that was
Right. Yeah, and what you said, Lolly, when you read sacred woman, you must live your sacred work, or you will not be able to rest. That stood out for me. I was like, you wonder why you feel agitated all the time or something, because I need to do something. Something needs to be done. I need to do my sacred work. So that stood out for me.
Yeah. And your sacred work brings joy.
Yes.
It brings peace. It brings happiness. When you're doing what you're supposed to be doing here on earth, oh my goodness, there's so much. And even if you're not getting paid a lot of money, when you just experience what your passion is, when you're experiencing what your purpose is, And even if you don't know what your purpose is, but that thing feels good, pay attention. If
Yes.
you end up doing something or being with some people and it's like, wow, I've never experienced this before. I need to recheck. I need to think. I need to actually just get quiet. I need
Yes.
to be quiet, shut off the thinking and just sit there and meditate for like go on a I want to say retreat, but the retreats usually have so many programs with it, you know, you're going to do this, that, and the other. But there's a place here in Michigan that a couple of people that I know have attended, and it's where you don't say, it's all
A
quiet.
silent retreat. Yes.
Silent retreat.
Yes.
Yeah, you cannot talk.
No reading books, no nothing. You
Or you
know.
can't read a book or anything.
No.
Just silence. That can be very uncomfortable.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I knew some nuns that did it. Yes.
Good to see you,
Yeah.
babe. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Oh
Susan.
my goodness gracious alive. Yeah.
So
Lolly, you want to okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to say one of the challenges I think of that is, you know, when I'm in my creative space, I don't like to be constantly interrupted for stuff that you can do on your own.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, don't ask me to come look at what the cat did. And I want to stay here.
Oh, leave me alone. Yes. And especially if you've been working on something for a minute and now it's clear and somebody comments,
That's my life lately.
Oh, honey.
I am
Keep
totally
that in my
being
thoughts.
challenged. I send
Keep that
love
in
and
our
greetings to
thoughts.
everyone. And
Good
I
to
miss
see
you
you, Mama
so.
Howard.
Oh my
We
goodness, I
miss
miss
you
you. I wish I could
too.
just reach out and hug. I actually hug each one of you guys.
Yeah.
This is the medicine that I've been waiting for.
Mama Howard, Grand Rising, good to see you.
Grand
You
Rising,
bringing
Grand
us
Rising.
medicine. Your presence is a medicine for us. Thank you.
Yes, it
Hey,
is.
I needed some medicine for a moment, but Spirit just aligned me with what I had to do, and this must be the day for me to come in because, oh my gosh, to live in a certain lifestyle,
Yeah.
uprooted and thrown back into the system. Whew.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
You
that
just keep your
space,
smile. You keep your smile. Keep your smile.
oh my goodness, it's sometime I gotta paint it on. I'm not kidding. But I look at all this. You said something about getting away, and getting away is actually like the sabbatical that your system needs, whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
And in order for me to do this next task in my life, I had to let things go in
Yeah.
order to get things balanced. And it's balancing out. But when it comes, Evelyn, I hear you. When it comes to being creative and you got little people staring at you, and my grandson that is 11, he's been through a lot, so he's clingy. And I get up 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning to go into my sacred space, and there he is. It's like he can feel my energy no matter what time. And so sometimes I have to sit real quiet because I'm so rattled because you clawing for that space and that time.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, okay. And I say, and I have to use, well, why don't you finish your rest? That's really important. Like, go away. But but yes, it's just, it's the sacred space is a healing space. To
Yeah.
get away, the retreats, it is more than just entertainment.
Yeah, those grandsons, I'm telling you. Those grandsons. Okay, we don't have to go to school today. We do not have to go to school today, but guess who gets up at 6:30? all ready to go and taking
Yeah.
his time and using the bathroom when he's
Yeah.
supposed to.
Oh
We're
my
gonna get out of
goodness.
here on time.
Oh my goodness. I'm
But on
going through
Monday,
this basic training, I'm telling you, because I said, where is the women in my life? Because I'm surrounded by this male testosterone that is so strong. And I have to introduce my grandchildren to me because they don't know me. They just
Yeah.
know, Mama D, grandma.
Yes.
And it's like,
Mhm.
I wear a different cap. And so now I'm slowly introducing them to my ways because I put a lot of things aside because I'm running. They're like, well, wait. I'm being Queen of Yaba, my medicine. She said, no, don't let the system pull you into them.
Yeah.
Maintain yourself with who you are in their system, but don't give up you.
Mhm.
And it's a reminder when you have to go to the legal system and the courts, and I'm trying to wrap up because of that energy. And next thing you know, you're sucked into that certain energy, and it's like you start losing that divine self.
Yeah.
And it's like I almost can wear a sign on the back of my back, don't get too close. I am in spiritual, I'm in this spiritual bubble healing, but it's not them adjusting to me, it's how I adjust to them. And I got them now. This meaning the legal system, the school system, all this stuff that, hey, my baby is 35 years old. And then my grandson bring homework to me and I be looking at it like, oh, we're paying some tutors. Oh, not to cut off the subject. I'm just happy to be back. Y'all can shut me up anytime.
Oh, good to have you.
Mama Hawa,
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yes.
you, where'd you go? Oh, you are an Elizabeth.
Always,
That,
baby, always.
that is who your grandsons are meeting. Not and Elizabeth, not who you were before.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because of your experience as an Elizabeth, you have the opportunity to create something great in your grandsons
That's just
because
what
of
the
what you
universe
are.
told me.
Mm-hmm.
Ashe, I received that star. I received that. Because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I went through that battle like, oh no. I done raised 2 sets of children. Now I'm doing it again.
Again.
But this time I just said, this time I'm doing it my way,
Yeah.
God's way, the universe way.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, no, I got to let them know who I am. Because you take all this off to try to deal with and fit in. And it's like, no, I don't fit in, you know. So I appreciate it. And I just want to let you know, at least once or twice, I'm gonna try to make it back.
No, you're not gonna do that.
Huh?
You're not gonna do that T word. You're going to be back. You're going to,
Exactly.
yeah, you're just, when someone doesn't show up on a day, it's because they have something else to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you can no more I was talking to Mama Yaba, and I was like, we're sisters. So because we don't see something or something changes,
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean? That just means
Mm-hmm.
something is happening. We got to make a shift.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to take care of that and then come back. It's like my mom, when she passed, it wasn't like, I don't feel like, okay, she lives in another place, period. That's period.
Mm-hmm.
But my conversation with her is different, but it would not be any different if she was in Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
Except that, now technology says go to FaceTime so I can see your face, or you can let's do it on YouTube. But the communication is still there, and I'm still her daughter. You're still the Elizabeth. We
There
are
you go.
all still
Yeah.
one.
That's
And
why I say it's no goodbyes. It's like just a moment.
yeah, we just sit as Mama did. She said, I'm gonna pass, because I said, what did I say? Turn it over or something. She said, no. I said, yeah, well, you know me in words. You do what's right. So, and she said, pass the torch.
Yes.
passed the torch to Mama Heth. And so while someone else goes on, it's like our children, my son left, you know, but he's still my son. So we're still all one, just going through what we got to go through. Like Mama Evelyn said today, I'm gonna have to leave because I got to do this with my grandbaby and so on and so forth. But so before we go on in this conversation, just wanted to kind of update what we're talking about. Lolly has shared such good information this morning. And then we were also talking about, and Lolly mentioned intentional movement. That's what that got me right there. And your, you know, like she was talking about the goal setting and what was the word though, Lolly? Not goal setting, but
Manifestation.
Manifestation, right. And then, you know, when you she was sharing a book that she's creating for herself and such, and even in the midst of that, what is your intentional movement towards your goal? You know, and then we were talking about Reverend Omani. Oh my goodness, we talked about what you shared with Pam that I had never heard, which has really just like righteously blown. I mean, I got something that I can ride. I got another magic carpet that I can ride on. And she was sharing about, I'm gonna get to you, Juanita, I see your hand, that about the experience in the Garden of, in the Garden of Eden, and that about the ego and the spirit, that we were spirit. And then where they put the clothes when they bit the animal bit the fruit, we always see a covering, like you know, Adam will have a great big leaf, and then she would have 3 leaves. And never have I heard about that we were spirit, nothing but spirit, and our clothing is the body. And you know, like that, I just never, I personally never heard it like that. And yeah, so yeah, it's been some good stuff going on. And so when Lolly mentioned about it, about having the intentional movement, that once you set your goal to manifest that, it has to be intentional movement. What you're doing from day to day, from moment to moment, is this leading me towards my goal? This leading me towards my freedom of a full self-expression about who I am, why I am, what I'm doing in every moment. Just all of that. It just makes it so beautiful. So thank you. So I was talking about the guru. So you got named Guru Omani, who brought that, you know, to Pam. And Pam shared it with me, and I'm sharing it with you all about that.
Beautiful.
Juanita?
This is so rich. I'm just, the way I'm experiencing what we're experiencing, I feel like we have like this enclave. I don't even really know what an enclave is, but, and we gather, learn together, and then we're sent on assignment, on internship or something. That's what I kind of feel like has happened with me and with Mama Hawa. It's like we're not given all this to keep to ourselves. This is something we are, you know, generating to pass on to our people, and these little assignments help us see whether or not we got enough stuff to carry forward, you know, and to dispense, you know, what we have, not to empty ourselves, but just to share ourselves, and that's a part of the work, I believe.
Well, thank you so much for sharing, and I love to see that baby in the back seat just resting. I'm like, you know what? She digests, she getting it in anyway, you know,
Yeah.
even though she sleep. I love it.
Yeah, because it's hitting those nerves. Those nerves are picking it up.
But
Yeah,
you know,
let me share that.
yeah, but you know, Sister Juanita,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
to the others, it is a rites of passage.
Yes.
It is initiation. Don't ever think your time is always going to be smooth sailing.
Yes.
In order to, and I look at all this and I have to sit back to find the growth in it, because we don't stop growing. You get comfortable, you get settled, something, if we're on a certain path, you're going to get initiated over and over
Over
again.
and over and over. Yeah.
And
You're going to be tested.
that's the word. That's the word. And that's your growth into wisdom. I can turn around and share my stories, to share what I truly witnessed, what I have a testimony that I'm going through. It is only preparing me to share it. In African culture, the shaman, the medicine man, those that study this type of work, their pay is to share.
Oh, wow.
Western society want pay. I want the money, money, money. Our pay and punishment is, if we don't share, we will get our abundance, we'll get our wealth, you know, because out of your gratitude for what I have shared, you will pay. But I'm just saying, our job, whether we get paid or not, is to share. To share our life, to share our experience. We're supposed to share. And a lot of times we try to keep it to ourselves and hide and put that makeup on and think you're okay. But you're not until you go through the lumps and bumps to share.
Mm-hmm.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And
so
hey,
true.
and boy, do I have stories to tell.
Well, you know, when oh gosh, a lot of things, it's not like you're having to deal with a system that is totally jacked up, just totally jacked up. But the darkness needs the light to come in, whether the light was intending to go that way.
Right.
You weren't intending for this, right?
Not at all.
But the light, you are the light that steps into that crazy darkness.
And the thing
One
is,
person might, let me just say this, one person might see you that has the power in how you're being, how you handle things, and how you share a better way to deal with these children in these situations, that says, I agree with you, sister. I have the power to make some stuff happen. And sometimes that's the light. And you are that light that walked in. Because you were definitely light, boo.
but you know what?
You're
We
light.
have to learn to light the dark and balance the dark, and in order to get through the dark, you got to appreciate the dark too.
Yeah.
Just briefly with my sister, it's just that those that don't know, I have a beautiful, wonderful daughter that is bipolar schizophrenic. It was from the age of 15, it was always managed because mom was right there. But getting out on her own, I don't need this and I don't need that. And it's like two personality, totally. We all bipolar, but how can you handle it, grip it? And some just spirals out, and she has this other, I say, personality that really spiral out. And she's out there somewhere. I just say I have to send prayers to the universe, just to keep her safe from harm, just to guide her and be with her. And so far, to my knowledge, she's still making it. I would send a text and she'll block me, you know, or I would try again later to send just a heart emoji. And sometimes spirits have her to call and leave me a voicemail. And I know it's not my daughter. That's just it.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's the shell that holds. Once you start studying about bipolar schizophrenia in a spiritual way, whew. So it's just, she has a lot of information, a lot of stuff. She used to tell me, Mom, a book when you take a book and you flip it real fast, she said that's the way her mind goes. It's just like pages. Instead of flipping the page, it's like, you know.
Yes.
And it always had to been control under medicine. And for her, she would not take the pills. She had to get the injections to stay in her system longer. But COVID messed that up when she couldn't go through the doors to get her shot. Then she managed to say, I made it a month, I'm cool. And another month, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And then it crashed, you know, and she has not been back since. To say it like that. But her children, I just said, enough. She got to do her thing and get well and heal. I have to take on, she has 4 children. I took on my children, then I took on these 2, the older children, and thought I had a break. Call myself like, no, I'm not taking no more children, no. But to be abandoned, who am I?
Yeah.
Who am I not to reach out to my own blood? You know, it's just, I don't care if it was, you know, I don't care what one of you guys, if I have to, I will. If Spirit says do it, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And Spirit said, get those children and don't give them back. And, you know, part of me is like, well, those are my daughter's children, and I just help out. And for the years, foster care, I helped out to give her children back. It said, no, I got assignments with them. So it's like, here I go. But it's balancing itself out. The sun is shining. And like you said, Queen Aduni, the light.
Ashe.
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 This is so delicious this morning.
Oh, you guys are delicious. I ain't even ate yet.
Yeah. We in the kitchen cooking it up.
See? Yeah, there it is. How Erykah Badu said, she said, this is food. I'm receiving food for the spirit.
Yeah, like Lolly was cooking in the kitchen yesterday. I don't know what she was cooking, but you was doing your thing, girl.
It was the same thing I made today. It was just, I had some avocado chickpea toast, and then I had some bananas, and then I also had made myself a sandwich for later, a little peanut butter banana sandwich for later.
See, yeah. That sounds good. Knocking at the door.
I don't know about peanut butter and banana sounding.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Good.
I'm telling you, you gotta try it. And I put a little cinnamon on there.
Little honey.
I use agave.
Yeah, agave.
All right, Lolly, you're gonna have to make it, and don't tell me, and then just give me a bite. Try this, Mama Aduni. You try this. Okay. This is delicious. What is it? Banana
and peanut butter.
So we were at the point of constipation, and what Pam had said about, was that what it was, constipation, right?
Yeah, spiritual constipation.
Yeah. Has anyone ever experienced that?
Definitely.
Yeah. Spiritual constipation.
Blocked.
Yeah.
Now, what is constipation? You know?
Yeah.
Can't move. Stuck. Blocked.
And guess what? Now that I think about the constipation comes because we are of what we are putting inside our body and what we are not putting inside our body. So if we don't have that, and I that kind of compares to roughage. We want life to be just wonderful, no issue,
no roughage.
And then we get constipated and then don't know because it's not flowing. Our spiritual life is not flowing. Our educational life is not, we're not putting that in that will challenge and make that's inside of us move. And then we get something because we don't feel right. We can't think anymore. We can't make good decisions because we all stuffed up. Like I said, when I went, I'm telling you, I was so in such, what's that word? I was so I want to say uncomfortable. I was so uncomfortable riding down there. And, you know, I didn't say all that to Alita, but oh my gosh. And when I got into space, and I knew at some point I was going to have to go into their bathroom. And you don't want to be like, you know, out where anybody, I mean, even if I'm in my house, I don't want Pam and my husband to hear me when I'm like, oh. And then sometimes it's like, oh, help, 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 help. Yeah. So in our lives where that is, and we know where it is because it doesn't feel good. Mm-hmm. And if we don't do something to counteract that and break that sucker up, break what's in there up, then we just walk around uncomfortable. And then guess what? It starts coming out in our breath. Mm-hmm. It starts coming out in our skin because it's going to come out. It's natural. It's God's system.
I think that's pain comes out too that way. Pain in the body.
Yes.
So
because being constipated leads to impaction. And impaction is like a block. It's harder in a patient, it's harder to remove.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just take your oral, you know, you can and have release. You actually have to roto-rooter it up to clean it out.
Roto-rooter.
I told you, I see it.
Oh my God. So
yeah, to clear that path and that opening so it can come through.
Star?
When we're talking about spiritual constipation, I was looking back at my life and all of that was going on, depression and all of this. And I see that God is just trying to get me to see things and get me to surrender. So stuff just kept piling on and piling on and piling on. And I used what God is saying, that you can't leave. And I'm constantly asking God, I want to get out of here. And God is trying to get me to see that my arms are too short to box with him. And I'm not listening. And so now you got cancer. And I didn't care about that either because, oh, this is a disease that could kill me. No. Like, no,
you're not going nowhere.
I tried the natural way. I got this big 6.5-inch tumor in my right breast, and I'm trying to go the natural way. And God says, nope, you're not listening. And so then there's a hematoma in it, and it's bleeding, and Sheila's having to change the bandage every 2.5 hours.
Under her titty.
It looked like I had a big bowling ball on my breast, in my, on my chest. And so then chemo is the only choice. That was it. I am definitely afraid of chemo. So much so my blood pressure is over 200. And so it's like God said, okay, I got you.
Now
I finally found something that you're afraid of. And so that's what did it. Being afraid of the chemo, I had to surrender. It brought me out of depression. And so the constipation is easing up.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm not so tight and wound up anymore. And thank you, Lolly. Thank you. That was a good word. Very, very good word. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm really beginning to understand
now. Juanita, you had something to share? She might can't come back on now. Mama Awa?
From Elizabeth Hayes.
Yeah.
A refusal to nurture the self anything pertaining to the breast. I have my breast issues and stories too. Putting everything else first. Over mothering, over protecting, overbearing, over with the attitude, and the affirmation says, I am important. I count. I know, care for, and nourish myself with love and with joy. I allow others the freedom to be who they are. We are all safe and free. And that was my go-to. And I still got to go to it to remind myself, I'm important too. Give all your love to the world. And you get so frustrated that you want to give up and not even be here at all because it's not working. But then you got to look around and say, I got to nourish and love myself in order to move on. What is the breast? The breast is part of the womb. It's woman. And it's our job. The breast is nurturing. The breast is the baby's first drink. These are important, but they hold all our emotions as a woman, and everything we carry about life sits right here in these two jugglers, you know. But I'm just saying, you know, that's a perfect example to be blocked, to be compacted. So you're not just compacted in the bowels, you can be compacted anywhere in the body, and it will manifest, and it will filter, and it will start to eat.
Yeah.
Because you have to look at dis-ease.
Yeah.
It's disease, look, D-I-S, dis. It's a dis-ease of the system, more than just the physical.
Thank you,
feel
Grandma. I never heard that. Thank you.
I feel you.
Okay, yeah. We're talking about spiritual constipation. I thought about negative self-talk. You know, what do we consistently say to ourselves? In a myriad of situations, what do we tell ourselves? And then, I mean, I'm going to talk about it more on Tuesday, but it does manifest in the body, taking on different changes. You know, it could be negative. You know, it mostly is. When we talk negative, you know, self-talk, the body takes that in too. So it causes constipation that way too.
Star?
Okay, this question is for anybody that can answer it. What is it about the right side? Because when I have pain, it's more like in my knees. It hurts more on the right than it does in the left. What is it about the right side?
Right side is yang. It's the male side. It's the side that give and do. So it's like it takes on. Because I have it in my holistic studies, and I have a note on, you know, the male and the female side and how they correspond with each other. But again, it's that the male side that is plowing through, and it's not balanced because the female side she's laying back, and the male side is just, you know, pushing through. Anything on the right side of that body, you know. In reflexology, when you work on the right foot, you're working on everything on the right side of that body: the liver, the gallbladder, the appendix, the right breast, you know, right shoulder, hands, arms, knees, ankles. So, and that's the doing, and that's the going side. It's almost like if you watch how you stand up, you take that right foot, it leads the way. It's the go, it's the do, it's the push.
Oh, you know, you're right. I just, wow. Never noticed that.
Yep, little life secrets, yeah. And it's everything is supposed to be like the scale of balance. The body is supposed to be this mayat scale of balance. And what is mayat? Mayat is the when you have the justice and the peace and the everything is just coming together to balance that male and female side. So it's like that male side is heavy, 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 and it's tipping because it's so much. And like you said, the blockage, it finds its spots in the body, and it settles there and causes havoc and sends messages and like the knee.
Mm-hmm.
The knee bends. You have to look at the dynamics. What did the knee do? What is the job of the knee? The knee is supposed to bend in order for the rest of the body to follow. But when you start having those problems in the knee, and it's like blocking or getting congested, and you have to look at not Western society look at the physical arthritis, but why are we getting arthritis? What is arthritis? And arthritis starts as junk in between the joints. So you put a Band-Aid on, well, the body puts a Band-Aid on it because the body don't know exactly, what is this? How am I going to fix it? Slap a Band-Aid on it. But it's not fixed, and the body comes around to it again, and it's like, I don't know, put a Band-Aid on it. After a while, that Band-Aid become a cast. After a while, that cast is called arthritis because a cast you cannot move, So spiritual side of it, hey, I go back to the book. Y'all can carry on. I'm gonna go back to the book and just find the knee.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be thinking about that male and female side.
Mm-hmm. 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 All right. Anyone else want to share questions or want to share their own experience around constipation? Or
I would. So the constipation factor requires us to do a master cleanse, and some of y'all know about this. When my brother was teaching me about holistic methods of healing from cancer, the part that I didn't want to do was the master cleanse, and got to me because I was taking all the supplements and stuff before I did the master cleanse, and I had to come to an understanding, and it related back to going through a door before time. So sometimes we're so anxious to get through a door that we find our way through the door before time. Whereas if we had waited until time, we would have had everything we were supposed to have to carry with us through the door, and we would have found that more of what we actually needed on the other side of the door was in place. And I say that in relation to the master cleanse because taking all those supplements, I had to point out to me, do it in the order that Vincent told you. I don't know if any of y'all know Vincent or knew Vincent Sheffield. He just passed in August. But so the point is that if we're taking all this good stuff, we're taking on we're taking on, new supplements, taking on new habits, they can't get through to nourish our inner being if we have not cleansed the lining that it has to pass through, the nutrients have to pass through to get into our system. If that lining is still gunked up with old stuff that's caked on or whatever it's doing that's blocking the flow, that whatever you're taking in, it's not going to do you any good.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to cleanse before you start anew. Before you start the anew, you got to get rid of the old.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not always the joy of the day either. Emotional constipation, just having to I've had to release some things. I mean, you'll always have to deal with it because people come into your life, or old people that been in your life will do something. And if you don't deal with that, and dealing with that for me looks like being transparent about how you feel about something, and being willing to let it go, and being willing to forgive both my part and their part, a lot of times they don't even know. I was telling one sister the other day how that thing occurred for me. And being I'm a crybaby, you know, and I mean, I'm not, it's not a negative for me. I can cry. You want me to act? You want an actor that can cry immediately? I'm the one, because I can just cry and then dry it up and move on. I've always been able to do that in acting and stuff like that. But if we hold on to unforgiveness or hold on to all this stuff, and we wondering why things are not flowing, and we take on, like you said, we take on these new things and we haven't cleansed, we haven't gotten rid of that brought us to that. And it's not just one thing. It's like this happened and then this happened. And when I was 17, this happened, and enough. And then, but you don't deal with yourself, your part in that. And then, you know, forgive yourself and then forgive all the incidents that had happened to bring you to this point. Even forgiving yourself for not knowing, you know, or being taught a whole different way. I was talking to my cousin, who we had an uncle that did a lot of unpleasant things to many of the girls, the nieces, and his own daughter. When I went to talk to her, we find out it wasn't his daughter, you know, she wasn't his physical daughter, but biological daughter. But so I went to talk to her. She's a Muslim, and she was about forgiveness, you know, because I had experienced freedom in what I was doing. So I'm, you know, going to evangelize and go to her in San Francisco area. And she told me, she said, well, my teaching is that I don't have to forgive that person. And all I saw was blockage. You know, you got to get to that point. But she was very strong in that. So I'm just saying, in what they're teaching, or where religion is teaching, how certain things you have to do and some things you don't have to do. And anyway, so yeah, we got to release and get that out of it. Yeah, blockage in the brain, like what you're saying about your daughter. There's a blockage that is in there, and trying to get that out. Whatever, I don't know. I might be going somewhere else. Lolly, come on, help me.
I like what you were saying, for sure. And I think, you know, we have some of the blockages we create for ourselves. It's kind of like we're talking about constipation. I think someone may have mentioned this a little bit earlier, but just what you are consuming will have a lot to do with how you're able to fully digest and how you're able to flow through. And so, like, just like with food, if I say I'm not going to eat no fruits, no vegetables, I'm going to eat a whole bunch of bread, no water, and see what happens in a couple of days, I'm going to be constipated.
Yeah.
You know, but in that same way, if we think of it on a spiritual level, it's like, okay, what are we allowing ourselves to soak up? What are we consuming in our environments? What are we listening to on a daily basis? Do we wake up in the morning and drink our water? Are we doing that? Are we listening are we allowing for spirit to flow through us like water in the morning? Or are we just, you know, closed off? I only know what I know. I'm only taking in these things. I'm taking in some little fast food from somewhere, somebody that ain't already right, but they speaking in my ear. I'm accepting that. You got people who you're not supposed to be in your life, and you're just allowing them continuously to be in your life, and you're allowing their energy to exist within you. You're like, all of these different things you're consuming and allowing for yourself to be constipated on a spiritual level.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta, in order to release that, you have to acknowledge the fact that, hold on, I gotta make some changes on what I'm consuming, but I'm allowing inside of me, so that then I can flow fully, and then I can consume and release in a way that I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that's where that constipation, it's funny how this conversation ended up, highlighting this constipation thing, but that's very deep on the spiritual level and a physical level. That's, yeah.
And then when you said the word digestion, right? When Fame would eat, he would eat and it would be gone. So what happened to the 100 bites? Especially with meat, right? And so that's the digestion. You might be eating good food, but you're just chomping it down. You're not allowing it to come and the body to receive this much, and then this much, and then this much, and then this much. We just pull it all down, and then we're wondering why we're not getting what we need to function. And it's because we're taking in too much at one time, and then especially if it's not good for you anyway, and it's going to do all these other things. But
it turns into waste. What you can't use is just don't turn into waste.
Yeah. You got
and I had to think about that with information. It seemed like I'm getting so much information, and I had to calm that down a little bit,
Yes.
slow it up.
Yeah. It's like, well, hold on. Let me chew on this for a minute.
Right.
Then I come back for some more, especially when it's foreign. Mama Hava?
And you have to think of your detox, because you can do a 5-day, 7-day, 21-day, 30-day detox, but it's almost like what you're focusing on detoxing, because it can take years and years, because the body, it's like it's a file cabinet, and it could be in the back of the files, and you think it's over and it's done and it's gone. And it could be just one thing that triggers it and send it right back to the surface.
Yeah.
So it's like layers. When I do my body work and I put my hands on someone, I can feel the buildup. I can feel the hold and not release. It is the body creates this ease. And that's the main thing from your emotion and what you hold on to. And it's like, you can say, I ain't never, ever gonna speak to him again. And you can hold it, and the job and the work that you put into to hold it, where you can go ahead and release it. And that's just like one thing off the Pepto-Bismol list. It's like our mind. You can go through your meditation 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, but do you know how much is stored? It takes years and years. And you think you healed and you think you're detoxed it all, and it will let you know that there's still more out of that file cabinet that comes, But you got to start somewhere, So every little bit counts, And you detox your body with, drinking and what have you. Detox your mind with meditation. All this is creating that spiritual freedom or freeness. And spiritual work is not, 10 Hail Marys and some prayers. Spiritual work is a constant. You get attacked by things that you think you're having a good day, and you could be riddled with just things that's out in the atmosphere that cling on you. We're ions, we're magnets. We carry other people's stuff. And that's that right side. And that's that breast, carrying stuff that ain't even yours, and you don't even know it. And it stores itself in that file cabinet, and you think it's gone. Have you ever swept the floor and you look around and it's still more, and you sweep it some more in a dustpan, and you keep trying to get stuff up? All that is an example of the cleansing. It ain't gonna happen in 30 days. I sit back and I be like, yeah, 30 days in a book that says, read this and you'll be clear in 30 days. That's that person's version. You might need 60 days.
Juanita.
Ooh, wee. So you might need a couple of lifetimes. And my daughters deal with the same thing or some semblances of what your daughters are dealing with. I didn't realize it until as adults it came out. And what one of my daughters who's dealing with it informed me of or enlightened me on is that with all these lifetimes that we've lived with different identities, sometimes, most of the time when we come here to Earth, we're able to partition out, into that subconscious, those previous identities and just live the identities that we're on assignment to live here, or that it seems that we're on assignment to live here. But for some people, that schizophrenia and multiple personalities is a matter of the different identities that we have lived in different lifetimes, manifesting and showing up and kind of battling with each other as to who's going to rule. So that's just another perspective. I never had thought of it that way until my daughter, who deals with bipolarism and I don't know what all else. I got two daughters who really deal with it seriously and are highly functional, highly functional. But the reality is that they got to go they got to take their meds and they got to, they got to go to their therapy and they got to, the most important thing, and this is something I think we talked about recently also, is facing the truth of our reality. I think and this might have been a conversation you and I had, Queen Aduni, about how we slip over into dementia and whatnot, because I believe too often we're not facing the truth that what I'm saying and what I'm doing, it ain't making sense. And it's not even good for me. And it ain't good for others. And what can I do about this? I think that's a big part of the medicine and the therapy right there, facing the truth of it all. Well, what does it say? You should know the truth, and the truth will make you free.
Set you free.
So, yeah. So I just want to share that part. And also, one quick thing. I don't know if any of us know Trina. Used to be Campbell, used to be something else, and now she's sweetheart. She has a sacred space yoga practice, and she does a retreat usually once a year. I don't know if she's done it since COVID, but I don't know. It might be worth us looking into connecting with Miss Trina. I don't know if we're looking for something to do retreat wise that would involve that meditation and yoga and whatnot. And her thing is she really does incorporate spirituality. I want to say religion, but not really religion, spirituality in with her yoga practice. So anybody know Trina or know of Trina? No? Sacred Space Yoga.
You have to bring her on as a guest on one of our shows.
Okay, I'll reach out to her on that then. Thank you for allowing me to share.
One of the other things I wanted to share about constipation and how that can show up. When I went with Alita down there to be, whatever the race they are, she's little. Mama got me on that thing. She started working and working. I had lumps all over my body that had just settled there. It was hard for me to move. I'm always trying to get this kink out, get that kink. That woman was not going to release me until she got every one of them out. Every one. And I was not going to get off the table. See, some of us will say, you know what? No. Get off. I'm gonna get off the table. I just laid there, and if she was willing to do her work, Because I know she's doing way more work than what I'm just laying there hurting and stuff. But every time, and the next time when she'd go over that part, it would be less. And then the next time until it was gone. And that's what we need to allow the Holy Spirit to do to us. Just go through it, cleanse all that out. There's a very popular saying in the work that Landmark Education does in clearing, to create a clear space so that we can create something new. Hopefully it's a wonderful thing, but the thing is to get everything out. So the cleansing, the mental cleansing, the physical cleansing, all of it. And if you don't do, now I don't know if I'm making this up, but this is in my mind, right? That's dangerous. But if you don't deal with the whole you will still get. So I'm just going to deal with the eating. I'm just going to deal with my physical. But why are you eating like that? So now we got to deal with where is that, what type of food that you're eating. I want something crunchy all the time, but that's connected to something. And so you got to deal with that too. And if you're full of unforgiveness, you got to deal with that. So you just can't deal with just one little area of our life. And you still got lumps over here that's going to still go back over there because you didn't clear out. I almost feel like Pastor Renee. We was a church, it was a small church, and we could fast on a dime. That was how she had trained us. We could fast on a dime. So we didn't have to go through, in 3 weeks, we're going to fast, or, it would be bam. And we would just go right into it. We would surrender right into it and do what we need to do. And so I'm almost feeling like we need to go on this, declare a fast. And this, but I'm not there. I'm not there right now. Yeah. So,
I see. Deetra, she put that up there when you said we're not there yet. We're not going to do a fast.
Thank God. All right.
Like hallelujah. No.
That's funny.
All right, Guru Omani, this is your name for today. You're the guru, because that thing about that, I'm telling you, that thing about Adam and Eve in the garden, and just I'm learning the difference between what the ego does and what God, and if just what God created is eternal, we are blah blah blah. And then but how we were just spirit in the garden. I'll learn more about what the garden is.
Everything's perfect and everything's good.
That's the garden.
That's the garden. It's all good. It's all perfect. Nothing's missing. Nothing's lacking. Anything you need is there. It's manifested. That's the garden.
Yeah. So why the?
Wait, hey. I done went to Egypt. I seen it on the walls.
Oh.
I was a little fanatical before, but I seen it written on the wall. So
Ashay.
4,000 years ago, they wrote it on the wall. You can't even mess with me about it now. No.
Yeah.
Period. It got so complete for me. Like damn.
Please,
See, because the whole part of it is, oh my God, I can't even. It's so deep, y'all. It's like a loss for words. I don't even have the words to explain. But talking about the subject that we're talking about today. Listen, I had a complete breakdown in my system, mind, body, spirit. The whole system broke down, which had me have to go, what the hell is going on? But I had enough spiritual groundedness from my mom that I knew that I had some kind of stronghold on my life. So my mother always used to say, Baby, when you got a stronghold over your life, you got to fast and pray to break the stronghold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's something you can't break through. Fast and pray, you can break through. So I knew to go spiritual first. But out of my journey, I found out it's a mind, body, spirit system. So you got to know the system and how the system works. Because if you're having a breakdown in the body and you try to fix it in the mind, it's like your elbow hurt, but you're trying to fix your knee. It's not going to do you no good. Right? So you got to know where in your system you're having the breakdown. So how does the system work? The system work like this. We are mind. God is a thought. God was a thought. And God didn't want his thought to be the only thought. So he said, I'm going to create me some more thoughts. And we are God's thoughts. Oh, Lord, this thing's so deep. So it's coming from the mind first. Coming from the mind first.
Right.
What are you thinking? How I started getting myself together. Somebody told me, do a 7-day. I was so negative. Do a 7-day mental diet. That was my first diet. A 7-day mental diet. You can have a negative thought because those just go come up, but don't dwell on it. So if I find myself thinking about the same negative thing over and over and over, oh, guess what? Go back to day 1. You only got to do 7 days. 7-day mental diet. I never got past like 2 or 3. Because by the 4th day, I'm my negativity done built up. I'm about to let somebody have it today. But what happened was, because I would have the 1 or 2 or 3 days of not thinking anything negative, I started to be able to get longer periods of time where I could hold on to my positive energy, pull forth. So 7-day mental diet. So spiritually. So how does it happen? Spirit speaks first, it speaks softly, and it's not going to repeat itself over and over.
There you go. That's right.
Right. So we miss it because number one, we're not willing to be still and know that I am. We're not willing to do that first. So you can't, if God is speaking first and he's speaking quietly, you'll miss it because we're so busy doing right side. We be stepping all over what God trying to say left side. Okay, there you go. There that go.
Unbalanced.
Okay, the imbalance. So Star was talking about what's on the right side, God, the masculine energy, the Father. What's on the left side, leading the way. And you got all that other stuff we talked about. But what's first? The Father. So look at your relationship with the Father. If it's on the left side, look at your relationship with the Mother. Okay, there that goes.
There
so
you go. There you go. You doing it. The right side.
Spirit,
Father.
Spirit is first.
Yeah.
Right? And then we want to talk about what's our reality. What we have forgotten is our only reality is spirit.
Yeah.
Everything else is an illusion.
Yes.
No money.
Everything else is illusion. Spirit is first. God is first.
That's right.
The truth is first. Love is first. Peace is first. Okay. So then what happens? Okay, so you miss it. God tried to tell you, you miss it, you step over it. Okay, so then it goes where? It goes mental. You start thinking the same negative stuff over and over and over and over and over again. Start paying attention to what you're thinking. The first day I paid attention to what I was thinking, I'm like, hell, no wonder I ain't getting nowhere. 98% of what I'm thinking is negative. Oh my God. Okay, so you got to get control. Got to pay attention. We don't even pay attention to our thinking process. We got all that negative stuff going across every day. And some of it we just let go, but some of it we tongue kiss it. We just stay in that negative, and it's called our complaints, our upsets, our judgments, our assessments. We tongue kiss those. Okay, great. So that's the mental, right? It's the same repeated negative thoughts over and over and over again. Oh, you miss it? You don't start cleaning up your negative thoughts? Okay, then it goes emotionally.
Yep.
Now you're irritated, you're annoyed, you're complaining all the time, emotionally toxic. Right. Well, then you start to really it goes really bad from that point on because your emotions, energy, and motion is your magnetizer.
Yep.
So if you're in, that's what's wrong with half the people on the planet. They are toxic emotionally.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you start to clean up yourself emotionally, your emotional toxicity. And then if you don't, then it starts to come out physically. It's called cancer. It's called disease. It's called my knees hurt. It's called my head hurt. It's called my back hurt. Oh, you paying attention now though, ain't you? You pay attention now. So you got to know where the system is and where you're broke down in your system. Because when it gets to the physical system, you done stepped over it either spiritually, mentally, emotionally before it got to your body.
All above.
So where people go immediately is let me fix my body, but you can't fix your body unless you fix your mind. Start from the top, take it to the top.
There you
Wash,
go. There you
rinse,
go.
repeat, people. Wash, rinse, repeat till we get it. Oh, that's what I gotta say.
They say mind, body, spirit. Excuse me.
Yep.
Why are you putting the spirit on the bottom? It's spirit that wills the mind to heal the body.
Yes. Yes.
Go on, sister. You talking. You saying it.
Yeah. That's the deal on that. You know, so that's what I had to get to, but I had to get broke all the way down to get it. You know, and get really clear about it. And then I had to practice it to see if it worked, because the only way you know whether your spiritual principles and practices work is when you play it on the court. You know, it's like people talking about when your negativity come up. Listen, you guys, it's coming from our mind, but a lot of stuff that we're dealing with is in our subconscious. Everything that from the time we were born, everything that we thought, saw, all our senses, tasted, touched, felt, all, if we don't deal with it, it goes in the subconscious and waits for the opportunity to come out. That's the problem. You be going, some of that stuff be happening, you're like, what the hell? I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Where'd this come from? It's coming from your subconscious. But the Course of Miracles teaches you, it's like it's coming from your subconscious, not like a problem, but for you to heal, release, forgive it, heal it, release it, let it go, make it whole and complete. Because there's just fragments, our broken pieces of ourselves. Our disease are our broken pieces of ourselves that we have not paid attention to. And so we have to go all the way to a disease to start to pay attention to where we're broken and fragmented that needs to be made healed and made whole. So that's all I got to say.
Ashe, my sister. Yes. Yes. There you go. There you go in a nutshell. That's it.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What was it that you saw on the wall in Egypt?
Oh my God. Okay, wait a minute, y'all. Hold on. Oh my God. Okay, so listen. The thing about Egypt was this. I went to Egypt with somebody who goes to Egypt 4 times a year. She's been going to Egypt 4 times a year for 35 years.
Wow.
So when you go to Egypt with her, you don't go as a
tourist.
You know, yes, you're not on vacation. And this is not, and you're not, so I didn't take any real, the only day I took a picture was on my birthday, because I was there on my birthday. I was like, and that was like almost at the end of the trip. But on the wall, she don't let you take, she recommends, so I took on, while I was in Egypt, I took on walking as a master. So I followed the rules, which is, if you really know me, you know I don't really follow the rules. I look for a place to break the rules. I'm a Libra. And I'll be like, oops, sorry. I spaced out. Okay. But I really took on mastery. So I didn't take any pictures. But the temples are so mind-blowing. And they actually going in as an initiative, you actually see everybody on vacation, and they on vacation and thinking it's awesome and thinking it's magnificent, but they're stepping over the truth. They don't even get to know what the truth is, because they're looking at, they think that what they're looking at, but they don't even know what they're looking at. They don't even know what they're looking at. So when you go to the temples, the first temple, this is the part that's really deep. Okay, it's deep, y'all. We was on the Nile for 10 days, and we went up the Nile. The Nile is the crystal grid of the Middle East. The Nile is the crystal grid. So you had to be careful of what you were thinking, what you were feeling, because it would manifest real quickly. So we go into all the temples, starting from the root chakra, right? Each temple that we went to represented a chakra. So we started from the root chakra and went all the way up. And the part that was profound for me is that on my birthday, we was at the pyramid that took you into the crown chakra. So on my birthday, I'm sitting, wait a minute, hold, so wait, y'all gotta get this too. Plus we went inside 2 pyramids. You have to crawl in the pyramids. You can't stand up in the pyramid. So the pyramid that we went in for my birthday, we crawled down into the pyramid, but when we got down in the pyramid, we was up. I'm still got to figure that one out. How I crawled down, but when I got to the room at the bottom, I was at the top of the pyramid. Okay, so what happened? I went down. How did I end up up? Okay, that was deep.
Wow. Excuse me.
So it was the crown chakra. So I'm like how God just, it was like such a gift for me to be in the crown chakra, the temple that represented the crown chakra on my birthday. Okay, that was deep. Okay, let me take that in. Okay, it's a message here for me. I can't, and you can feel the energy, you can feel the spirits, you can feel it in the temples, you can feel them come. When you come with that mindset of it, getting in touch with them, you can feel them come.
Yes.
Come.
Yes.
So then, okay, that was one experience. And then I had experience in the temple of Phila, which is the temple of Isis, which represents the womb, mother, the womb. And we went there like at 3:00 in the morning. So we walking through the temple because she know when to go. She had us going to the temples when there ain't nobody around. So we walking through the temple. That was so deja vu, 3:00 in the morning, quiet. And all you hear is, we ain't not really talking. So we got to go in a little bitty room. It's a little room. So she was like, okay, this room is really small. We've never had 63 people before. So everybody leave your shoes out, leave your backpack out, leave everything out because we got to squeeze into this room. So you go into the room, everybody go around, get up against the wall. The next group go close to them, get up against the wall, get up against the wall, keep closing in till we were all in there. And when we were all in there, she was like, y'all all in? It's like, yeah. She told the dude, okay, close the door behind you. Oh, shit. Okay, now, I'm in this temple, 4,000 years old, talking about close the door behind me. Okay, here we go. Breathe. Because, I got claustrophobia, so I had to work with that. My spirit had me working with my claustrophobia before I went. So I'm breathing. But then she's like, okay, everybody sit down. And somebody had their phone light on, and you saw us sit down, and we folded down like a flower. I was like, oh, that's deep. So now we in there, we praying, we meditating. She telling us the reason for the temple and what it's all about. Okay, this is my other personal experience. Next thing I know, we started chanting, and guess what the chant was? Om Mani. I'm like, what the hell? Calling my name? Okay, God, for real, you for real right now? This for real, for real. And we did it like 21 times. It's like they was just calling me. Om Mani.
Wow.
Body. Om. Oh, girl. If I really get into it, my whole everything just starts to go. Okay, so that was that experience. But afterwards, we get back, we debrief, and everybody had the same experience. We was in there for a while. So people had to stretch their legs or readjust themselves. They just couldn't sit in samadhi for that long period of time. I had to pull my leg out. I was like, my leg got to stretch. But when I went to stretch my leg out, there was room for my leg. I was like, that's interesting. When I went to put my arm down, there was room for my arm. I'm going, When we got to debrief, people started sharing about it. I was like, hey, that happened to me too. How did we have room? Because we were scrunched in there. It's like, we was in the womb. This temple represented the womb of the mother. So just like when a mama got a baby in there, she stretches to hold the baby. We was like, okay. So that was the experience in that temple. What other? The other experience I had was directly dealing with my claustrophobia, because we went into this one temple and we had to go down, but not, it's on a ladder, but not a gradual thing going down, but straight down. You had to climb down the ladder straight down. And when you climb down the ladder straight down, it was a little half door. So if you was tall, you had to get on your hands and knees. I'm short, so I could squat, sort of just squat down and go through. So you had to go down this hallway, And then when you get to the end of that hallway, turn right and go down that other hallway. So I'm breathing the whole time because I got claustrophobia and there's only enough room in there for one person. So the walls is tight. So you down in the ground in a tunnel going through, I'm like, okay, oh, I'll be glad when this is over. All right. We get to the end of that aisle and the whole room open up. Now I'm like, how the hell they found out this was going to be in the first place? The hell? A big old room. But in this room, so those are the people you have to find. The five aspects of who we are: Horus, Isis, Set, Nephits, and there's one more. I'll go get the book because I'm just learning. Really, I've read Egyptian mysticism, but now Holy Spirit. See, here come another one. Well, the first temple we went to was the Holy of the Holies. You got the big old 50 tall marble giants in there, the four holies, right? And I look up at the holy, he was like, hey, you made it. What the hell? Like, God, what is going on in this place? But when I walk out, it was like, okay, now you have a new curriculum. Because now this what me to do is to learn about Egyptian mysticism and how it works. And that's the key to all of it. So, so I go down and so this room has the story of Horus, and Horus is about who we are as humanity. The first part of the wall and the struggle and what we have to go through is our unrealized spiritual potential.
Horus is the house.
That's how Horus starts. So I'm down in this room, but I got claustrophobia. I'm trying not to have my claustrophobia kick in, because if it kick in, I'm doomed. And I got to go crawl through that tunnel. Oh, hell no. So I'm up against the wall. I don't know why my spirit want to get up against the wall. I'm up against the wall like this. And she's telling us the story, which is on the other side of me. So she's telling the story, and she coming on around the wall. And she said, where Omani is standing, because I was standing right up against the wall, I was up against it. Where Omani is standing is the fully realized Horus. Move away from the wall, Omani. And I'm like, okay. And it's the beautiful bird of Horus, fully realized. I was like, yeah, that. So, yeah. So it's on the walls. When you actually start, so it's like we went to a whole bunch of temples. We went to 7, 8, 9 temples. The 8th place is where the Sphinx and the 3 pyramids are. That represents, somebody was on here talking the other day, there's more than 7 chakras. We went to the 8th chakra, and the 8th chakra is where the 3 pyramids and the Sphinx is, and that represents you. What? You mean I had to come all the way to Egypt to find me? What the hell is going on? What happened? What just happened? What happened was I went all the way to Egypt to meet myself. Wow. Okay. I got it, God. So in the different temples, it'd be all the writing on the wall to write. So I'm like, Aziz, how you gonna remember all this? You can't remember all of this and know the alphabet and all. She was like, don't pay attention to all of that. You got to know what you're looking at. Just pay attention to the main characters on the wall.
Yes.
So the main characters on the walls are telling the pictures that are on the wall, what they represent, that's telling you the whole story. But the one that was so profound for me was Nut. Nut, which represents the woman. Now, Nut, we went in that temple, we all looking on the wall for Nut. We don't see Nut. Look straight up. Nut was on the ceiling.
Hey.
The woman goddess represents the woman. Nut is doing the backward dog. This is the woman now. Doing the backward dog, birthing the sun and eating the moon.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What the hell? What's really going on here? It's like, do we get who we really are? We birthing the sun and eating the moon. We keeping the whole thing moving and grooving. What? Do you get who you are? Oh, that's some of what I got. But when I got back home, immediately I went into a detox because there's, hey.
Miss Oaks is not doing well.
No, she took him to the doctor.
No, she's right here.
Oh, Oaks right there?
Yeah.
Michelle went to the doctor to get her some.
Oh, she went to an appointment.
No, she said she was going to the vet.
Oh, okay.
To get him some food. I mean, get him some medicine. I'm sorry, you guys.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. No, she been throwing up and stuff. Hold on, you guys. I was upstairs waking, watch for the kids. The dad just came home.
Did you freeze?
He said, hold
Oh,
on.
okay. So that's who Newt is. She's eating the moon, and women. Who we are as women, and what. So to get back in touch with that, because it's the whole conversation of who women are, who we are as women. Is we're the soil, and the men are seeds. But we crush our seeds, so they never get a chance to really bear fruit, and give us what we really need. Because
Wow.
as a woman, we're the nurturers, right? What does the soil do? It nurtures the seed. And so as a woman, we can multitask. But a man is a seed. He one focus. He's trying to get to be a tree so he can bear his fruit.
Yeah.
He one focus. So when you have a man, you're like, I did 10 things. You ain't done nothing yet. Okay, well, just killed him off. And if you do that enough, then who they become is they don't want to play because they know they can't win. They stop playing with us.
Yeah.
Because we stopped knowing how to nurture them and make sure they get the nutrients that they need. Because if you do, they'll bear fruit that we can't even take it. So, and it's not just with your man or, as a woman, we're the soil. So that's what we need to be doing in our everyday life, nurturing, inspiring, uplifting, feeding it water, turning it toward the sun, giving all the people in our life that kind of attention, time, and attention. So that's some of what I got. But when I got home, I immediately, because there's no drinking, smoking, alcohol, no red meat, and I really got that for the first time because, I'll do my little dirt, but I really got it for the first time because as I ascend, I can't do lower vibration things trying to ascend at the same time.
Woo, that's right. Right.
Right.
Wow.
So I haven't had any coffee, been drinking my tea, no doobies. Holy Spirit said you can have a gummy if you like, but no doobies. I don't really drink anyway, no red meat. Right. So it's like, wow, I really get it now because I can't raise my vibration as I continue to do lower vibration things. So I got that too. And so I immediately got home, I've done Vipassana, no talking for 10 days. I did master cleanse for 21 days. I can do it for a minute, but my ego, no, as soon as she get done with this, we'll go get her some coffee. As soon as we get, right? But as soon as I got, I could hear my ego going, when we got this plane, we about to get us Starbucks Grande, white chocolate mocha, extra hot. Come on, I can't wait. I got off the plane, I wouldn't do it. It was like, we can't have no Starbucks. No, we're not doing that. Go by the next Starbucks. Starbucks, come on, let's get a start. Nope, not. My body went into, no Starbucks. Oh my God. So I started detoxing immediately. And then after I detoxed, it was like I had a recalibration. I started recalibrating. Like I was here, but my consciousness has shifted. So then I'm like, okay, I got to get back in my body. My spirit's like, I don't even fit back in my body no more. My spirit is this big. My body is what it is. And so you just follow me, okay? I'm just telling my body, follow my spirit now, because I can't get back in my body. I don't fit in there anymore. So that's been a shift for me.
Wow.
Beautiful.
And I have to show y'all one day. We actually got papyrus, the real papyrus. I got some beautiful ones.
Whoa.
So I got 3 of them.
What is that?
So, the papyrus with the Egyptian things
Paper.
on it. The paper.
Roll.
Yeah, it's Egyptian
We went to
paper.
the place where the lady showed us how they make it and how you know if you got a real one or not.
Yes.
Because if you got a real one, you can wet it, take it apart, and put it back together. If you got a real one.
Wow.
Thank
Mama,
you so much.
Mama, what was that? What was that picture you put up?
Oh, that was God is Newt. when she was
Okay.
talking about the woman that is arched over and sometimes she's backwards.
Yeah, show
Yeah.
it back up so
Oh,
they'll know what we're talking about.
I gotta find it.
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that, Reverend Omani. That was
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think this is
okay. There's
Gotta go, y'all. Gotta leave y'all.
okay. Love
Enjoy
you.
your weekend. Thank you all.
You
Bless
too.
Bye.
Love you.
Wow.
That's not the one that's in the temple though.
huh?
The one you just showed.
That's not in
the
the
one that's
temple.
in the temple though.
The ones in the temple is the other way.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah, because she can. It's like she's doing a back bend. That one
Yeah,
is
but
in the
she
temple.
got all the symbolism in there.
Right.
That one didn't have the symbolism in there.
I just threw up what I could.
Oh yeah. I
Just
got
to get
you.
an idea. But no, I know this one isn't in the temple. This is a
Okay,
replica.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't even want to talk about that conversation right now. So I got the one with the five aspects of who we are.
Yes.
So the 5 aspects are Nephits, which represents the body, Seth, who represents the ego. Seth is the one that killed Osiris a couple of times. Right. That's how come the Course of Miracles says, when you read the Course of Miracles, it keeps saying, remember. Well, why did you have to remember? Because when Seth cut up Osiris, he cut him all up, put him all over and around the place. Isis had to go find him and put him back together.
Put him back together, right.
She had to
And
remember him.
Yeah, and Kemetic is Asar.
Yeah.
Like the Society of Sora Sets. But
yes.
Isis is the name that the Greek gave him, but it's the Asar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and Asar represents the Holy Spirit.
Right.
Osiris represents your higher self.
Yes.
And Horus represents the soul.
Yes.
And the mind. And so it's like if you look at them, they're always together. It's 5 of them.
Yeah.
Horus is in the middle. You can either be to the left, which is the body, right? The body and the ego, right? Or you could be to the left, to the right, which is your higher self and the Holy Spirit. And so we're always choosing which side we're going to operate from. And once you get really, really clear about that, then it's like, okay, so what you choosing? You can either choose your ego and your body because your body ain't real anyway. How do we know the body is not real? Because when you die, you leave it here.
Yep. Yep.
That's why you know the body ain't real. Anything that ain't of God, when you die, you leave it here.
That's right.
Think about
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Right? So we all caught
Can't
up
take
on
it with
these things and having this the ha and the ha and the ha, but ain't none of that real. And so if we really knew that, we would be focusing on our spirit like 40 going north.
Right.
The guru that I study from, we do a chant that says, I am not my body. I am not even my mind. You know, it's right. I am not my body. This is just this rented shell that I'm just borrowing for a moment.
Yeah. So we can walk it out. I'll walk it out. Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, when you, yeah, baby.
Can I show them what you sent me?
Yeah.
Can y'all see
that's
that?
it. I sent her. Put
That's
it up
it.
closer. Put it up a little bit more.
Over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. The moon, there's the moon and the star. I mean, the moon and the sun.
Move it over to the, yeah, right there. So you see her doing the back. That's her feet right there. She's doing a backward dog. That's her birth in the sun coming out of her womb. You see the rays coming out. And if you move her over a little bit more, the other way. Keep on going. Keep going. Right there. You see her eating the moon.
Yeah.
That's the one that's on the
I did an art piece on canvas. I got to find it. I did
yes.
that.
That's the
Mhm.
piece on the temple wall.
Yes. Yes. That is
That's the piece
bad.
that's on.
See?
It's bad.
Yep, she's going over and her arms are hanging.
Mm-hmm.
As she eats the moon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, I gotta find
New.
it. Yeah.
That's new. That's the one that's on the temple wall.
Mhm.
So it was the deepest thing I've experienced in my life so far. Like for real, for real. And yeah, it's like even when I talk about it in a certain kind of way, I get a certain kind of chill. There's something about it that the time of it, but the part that's really profound for me, when I started from a dark night of the soul. And it took me 2 years into my spiritual dark night that find out that I was in a dark night, like being in the wilderness. But the only thing that kept me going through all that hell that I went through, and it was hell because I had to learn so I could teach. I knew where was the Israelites headed? They were headed to the land of milk and honey. They was headed to the promised land. So that's the thing that kept me going. So when I made it to Africa, when I made it to Egypt, I was like, oh my God, look at you, God. You said you would take me here. You said you would do it. You did it. Oh my God, it's off the chain.
For me, you talk about the chant. That was your name.
Yes.
It seemed like that was personal and just for you. You received your message.
Exactly. Exactly.
You got your
and
tools.
Yes. And Holy Spirit gave me that name. And it was out of the period of time when I was being given it, because I'm hard-headed. You want me to do what? How I'm gonna do that? Is any money involved? That's how I would be talking to God when he be telling me what to do. What? No, I ain't doing that. Could you send me another assignment? I would talk to God like that. No. Well, how am I gonna get paid? I'm tired of doing stuff for free. What's the matter? How much?
You froze up.
That right. Yeah, I'll keep working. So that's how I would talk to God. What I was dealing with, but now there's a resolve in me. There's a there's a resolve. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, there's a resolve. There's a resolve that hasn't quite materialized or came up for me yet. But there's a resolve that I have. I know that much. I can feel it, but it hasn't quite formulated yet. But there's a resolve over here about who I am and what I am to do. Because y'all notice I've been on the call, right?
Right.
Right, because now Spirit waking me up every morning. I'm like, get on the call. I'm like, okay. And, I ain't really been saying nothing, but y'all been like, Reverend Omani, what you got? Like, y'all already know I had something.
Right. Especially when it comes up to your face, I'll say, okay, it's generating. She almost ready.
Because yesterday, Nawali called me out. She was like, Reverend Omani, what you got? I'm like, dang. My own business. I'm minding my own business. Why you messing with me? I'm minding my business. So,
welcome, Mama Head.
So thank you guys for allowing me to share.
Yes. Oh, that was so. You queens who are just popping on when we're about to close out.
I've been in here for 15 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. So, the conversation started. Lolly was, talking about manifestation, and we got into being constipated and
well, we gotta say spiritual constipation.
Spiritual constipation.
Spiritual constipation.
Yeah, right. Spiritual constipation, of which we compared it to, the physical, how to see if that's where you are and how to, what you got to do to get unstuck. And the discomfort of that many times, well, all the times when you're stuffed, and why that, and so it was simply delicious. And so this week, ladies, let's do our assessment and see where we are constipated and do some intentional movement towards our goals in life, towards our passion, towards our purpose. Be intentional about that movement. And as you digest, don't just chomp it in, but take bites, take sips like that, and allow it to do what it needs to do. And anyone else want to add in the things for our what we want to do this week? Bottom line, make that assessment. Take this time and make the assessment. Thank you, Reverend Omani, for sharing. Thank you for sharing that Egypt. What I knew is that I already told my husband, we're going to Egypt next year, period. Because that I know we need, it's time. I know, I feel it. And I've not been to Africa, no parts of Africa yet. So next year, it'll be a lot of traveling and learning and getting to know myself. A spiritual leader said that when my husband and I touched the ground of Africa, our whole thing is going to change. Our music is going to change. All of that is going to change. So I'm looking forward to what that is, what that will be, and how to cultivate.
I just know one thing, it's Africa hot over there. That's Africa hot. Woo, baby. Hot over there.
That's true.
Oh, it's Africa hot. Jesus.
Yeah, it's hot. Yes.
It's Africa hot. And girl, don't go up in no pyramid where there ain't no windows, no nothing. You need to look up. Girl, I left my DNA in there because I was sweating bullets.
I to the bone. That's right.
So we're at the end of the day, of this session. And, I love you. So great to see you, Mama Awa. So great to see you. Our prayers are with you as you go through this transformation and take on such a precious soul as your grandbabies. And especially the one that needs that help. That you got the goods for it. I just want you to know that you have the goods, you have the patience for it, you have the knowledge, you have the relationship with spirit to do what, and you have the obedience to do it.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like Queen Omani said, I'll be like, what? Huh? Okay. All right. This is what I'm supposed to do. I want to give a shout out to Mama Hedaru, stepping up, taking that baton. Hey.
Thank you.
You're welcome, baby love. I told her I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere.
That's right. So thank you. And grandmother womb rising, everybody. I want to just share that there is an ancient Egyptian astrology zodiac sign. So I'm going to post it somewhere. So I wanted to put it up, but my phone is bringing up different results than my computer did. But you can find out your ancient Egyptian astrology sign for the Egyptian casting. And also, don't forget to do your human design and find out what personality type you are, so you can study that and contact Sister Adrian from our show this week for human design. I think it's really, really, really good in helping with understanding self better and others as well.
Yeah, I found out mine. Thank you.
What is yours? What is yours? You a manifester?
I'm a manifester.
Wow, how did I guess?
Know. Ain't that something?
Because you informed. You informed. Yep. So check those out, and I'll post it. I'll put it on the Facebook website. Is everybody on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then I'll put it on the Facebook page, and also the ancient Egyptian astrology that I just found.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
Excuse me. Love y'all.
Love you too.
Bridget, did you want to share anything? You want to say hello?
I wanted to say hello, and I do apologize for being late.
Wait. We can't see you no more.
Uh-oh, what happened?
What had happened
was, I don't know what happened. Because I was here. And
we
then all of
hear
a sudden,
you.
but I want to apologize for being late. Being a tardy queen is not a good thing. But I want to say, everyone, have an amazing week. And I thought of you all this morning, which was probably the reason why I feel like I was a little blocked in getting here. I was reading the book of Esther, and there was the passage that spoke of when Mordecai told her that you were created. How do you know you weren't created for such a time as this? And we are all giving birth or have given birth to something. And giving birth to whatever we are giving birth to, whether it is a single baby or triplets or quadruplets, whatever it is, you were born to do it for such a time as this. And I wish everyone peace and blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I receive.
Now, Wheeler, you want to greet us?
Great day, everyone. Happy day. Woo. Yes, great day. I'm making my bed.
That's a good
And
thing.
yeah, and let me see great day, great weekend, everybody. I'm giving thanks. I completed my first 4-week class, textile wrapping joyously. Everyone was so amazing. And moving forward. Just feeling a little tired today. A lot of energy expended. And I will be off the grid. If you guys, those who I sent out my message to, I'll be off the grid on Sunday. I'll be traveling a lot the next couple of weeks. And so I'll be in and out, y'all, but I know that I love you.
Yeah. We love you too.
Yeah.
Thank you. Alrighty. Peace.
Okay. Okay, the only person we haven't heard from is Alita. Did you want to yell something to us, or are we all complete? Okay. Oh, and I love your hair. I see it pent up in the back. Oh, that's cool, girl. You rocking that. All right, give yourself a big hug. And give the world, just throw it out there. It's a lot of love, lots of understanding, lots of peace, lots of prosperity. Peace out.
All right, you guys, love you.
Love y'all.
I'll see you tonight, Mama Het. Cause I'll be ready to dance and tambourine and stuff, and you know I love.
Bring it on, bring it on. And Ohana Gardens tonight, everybody. If you want to come through, $10 cover for donation. Let's join. Let's be, let's gather. Yeah. All right, y'all.
All right.
Well, peace.
Peace.